Hello, this is Lynda Cromar, and I wanted to share with you again. I went in to my own Facebook group, which I have around 8,000 people in this group. It's close to that anyway, and many of which are very interested in selling their opportunity, whatever it may be. Today I have someone that is offering you their Paycation, which is a good company. It's about travel. So this is the site that he has that's linked up. And again, just like I suggested yesterday, this is just a site that Teresa, this is her site, so it is, credited to her if someone actually buys travel from her. But what if people are just doing this and they're not seeing that people could actually maybe even become their customer not just once but many times? So one of the things that I teach is that if you get them to come to your list first, before they come to your website, then you have the opportunity to share with them ways that they can earn, vacations. They can have longer, more trips. They can save money on anything they do that has to do with travel on a regular basis. Probably even win points that helps them have further opportunities. And so right now she's advertising for agents, but I suggest that you advertise for customers so that they come to your site full time on a long-term basis. And so the way you want to do that is you actually want, this is again my power lead system. You see, I'm quite sure, lots and lots of times when people just show you the way that you can make money, and obviously you can with this system. It's actually very lucrative, and there's no loopholes, and you make money quite nicely. But here is one of the things that I try to teach is that you can be actually of service to people like this person that's doing Paycation that does not yet understand that it would be really useful for them to start gathering leads of people that might want to become their customers. And yes, some of them will also want to become agents. They call them agents. And this is what I generally do when I'm working with somebody is I'll come into my websites and I will copy one that's already created and do a little bit of change, and that way it's going to be a lot more interesting for that person. So today I'm going to copy something different. Probably find one that has a picture of travel, or I can create one that has been created with that can be easily changed to create travel. So first of all, I'm going to go to where I've got some of these have been created for another program, and I'm not going to do those. In fact, someone has done a Paycation in here, which I could easily have just copied and shared that, but I'm going to start from scratch so you can see how this works. And so I'm going to come down here to, when I get to the place where it says any, there's a place where I can start with scratch, any company and any product. So I don't want anything that has a video in it because I have not gone to the trouble of figuring out a video. And at this point, I'm not going to do a phone number, although you have that choice. It depends on how much contact you want to have, but we're going to say that this is going to go into the groups, and so it's going to be a pretty generic kind of thing. I'm going to make a copy of that, and then of course I'm not going to keep this up here. I want to know what it is, so I'm going to be my copy, see, my Paycation demo. This is just so that for my benefit, so I can show you later. Or in case of others that see the value of this becoming something that they can do, this would also be a place where people can actually have these demos turned into real capture pages that they can have simply by editing a few simple things in here. So what I'm going to put instead of welcome is Paycation offer. I'm going to just put that for now. I might change that later. Depends on. And then we have the option, of course, of creating as many subdomains as we want. And so I'm going to just put Paycation in here. And then at this point, we would want to create some emails, but that's not what this is going to be about. So I'm going to keep it at do not send anything. And then I actually have this person's link right here. And we can actually put this link that leads to Teresa's. If Teresa sees this and would like to have it, it would be available to her and she could actually do it this way. But what's going to be valuable and really interesting is what we can do on the next page. So what would be more attractive than this kind of generic ocean picture? Let's find something that really speaks about vacations. So this one would be good. This one, we've seen a lot of those, so maybe something a little different, something that gets your attention. I particularly like this one. So just see what kinds of pictures we have. We've got quite a lot in here that we can choose from. That's quite nice. So I think we're going to use that one. That's going to be different than what anyone else is using. And so now that picture is in the background, and it's a lot more interesting than just kind of a generic beach picture. So now we need to change the text here to fit the story. And she did actually have quite a bit of information here. Says, I now own my own travel agency. And she gives a whole list of different types of travel that you might want. So I have just named a few above. I can book anything. Now see, she is talking about being someone that can book travel. Now we need to look for benefits. So one of the things we do want to say is looking for great getaways at great prices. We can say that without a doubt because I know that they do that. And a question kind of brings you into the dialogue, and I always like to start out with something like that. And then we have to find something else to say. Huge discounts on travel, plus your own price booking engine. This is pretty good stuff right here. We could use this. See, I'm looking. She's got a few pieces of what would be fairly different. I'm going to say discover is a nice word to use instead of, okay, discover huge discounts. How about that? On travel. Sign up here for a sneak peek. You know, you want to make this enticing enough that they want to take a look. So I'm going to, and I also want to make sure that this is kind of a nice little page here. We don't need to say a heck of a lot here before we go on. And then also make sure that we don't have anything hidden on the bottom. So that's all that they're going to see. We want to keep it fairly brief. And maybe on the first email, it could say something like, here are some of the prices that I have found through the My Travel portal that are available to you. So give them some benefit that makes them want to be on your list of customers. They don't necessarily have to be agents. They could be just customers. And then let's look and see what we've created now. See how pretty this turns out to be, and very inviting picture behind the capture page. So much more fun than a great big long dialogue here, which nobody probably will even pay attention to. And, you could play around with other possible ways to say this, but I'm going to actually share with her while I've got this open that I created that and see what she says. And I'm going to share with her the link I just created. And, she can or cannot actually decide that she wants that, but what the heck does it matter? She could be interested, and it might be something that she really likes. And what's even really fun is it shows a really beautiful picture, which is a lot more inviting, actually, than this. Although there's nothing wrong with this. This picture doesn't say anything about travel. It doesn't grab people's attention that way. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. If you are going to offer people an opportunity to be in your company and to learn about travel or any other kind of offer that you might have, wouldn't it be nicer to get them on your list? Because then once they're on your list, like what I created here, even though this is a demo, that person, if they decide they like the idea of getting in there and getting it, that they actually would have people that come and they just want to know. And if this person actually was my customer in Power Lead System, I would be teaching her how to put enticing emails in her email funnel that would be something that would bring people back and make them want to know more, because all of this doesn't actually grab your attention, does it? What will, though, is something that invites you. I mean, this picture invites me. I say, ooh, where is that? I would like to see that for myself. I don't know where this picture is in the world, but it looks very inviting to me. And I think that people would find that to be the case. And so it's just a lot more enjoyable to actually do something that gets people's attention and makes them want to be in your team. And just doing large things like this and then links going directly to a page, well, you have no way to know whether or not they actually visited this, and it looks no different than any of the other sites out there that are for flights and creating your own travel. And this way they might actually want to know more, and then they're going to have this link anyway. It's just that you're going to put a middle piece in the middle by using a Power Lead System to create a very easy, and you saw how quick I did that, a very easy and fun little capture page, which guess where it goes? It goes inside of this contact database. And so then you can talk to them. You have the opportunity. You're going to know more about them, and you can find them and talk to them because it's all inside of here. I have nearly 2,000 contacts in here, which I can email or I can make phone calls to. I can find them on Facebook. I can do different things just to build more rapport with them so that they do want to become my customer. And that's the difference between using a very impersonal looking site like this and actually using a beautiful page like this, which actually gets them into your own personal influence. And that's what I want to share with you today. Hope this is helpful. Please let me know if you would like to know how to do this yourself. You simply have to message me back from the Facebook where I am posting this, and I will be glad to share how you can actually own your own power lead system in which you can create your own pages as well as teach others to do the same. I hope you have an awesome Halloween. This is Halloween afternoon, and I will be talking to you again in a little while.